Good afternoon and welcome to State Newsfile. I'm Kara Oosterhuis. Kristen Fong will have sports coming up. But first, let's check in with Kendall Robertson with weather. Kendall, what's it like out there?
Well, as you can see behind me, the sun is shining and it's a great day. It definitely doesn't feel as cold as it did yesterday. We've hit our high of the day, which was -8 degrees, which is pretty good. Would it be nice to go back to last year when the weather at this time was 3 degrees, or even better, back in 1906 when our high was 16 degrees. That's awesome. I'm just glad we're not back in the 1880s when our record low was -43 degrees. But on that note, I can't wait to come back inside and give you the full forecast just a little bit later.
Thanks. So, the Flames, I heard they were just on fire last night.
Yeah, you know what? They played the Minnesota Wild, who was the first team in the Western Conference, and beat them 5-0. So it was a pretty good game, but I'll get into that a little bit later on.
So let's take a look at today's top stories. It was a very difficult day today for the families of 6 men shot and killed at a mosque in Quebec City Sunday. A funeral service was held today for 3 of the 6 men whose lives were lost. Jeff Slack reports on how Calgary is coming together as one to remember those who were killed.
People should be free to practice any religion or any way of life that they choose to follow.
Vigils are being held all week long in Calgary to remember the victims of the Quebec mosque shooting. The Jewish, Muslim, Christian, and Buddhist faiths all came together last night to show their respect for the Muslim community and all communities of faith.
O Allah, unite us as much as our enemies, the enemies of humanity, try to divide us.
Well, you know, I have spent a lot of my time for the last 6.5 years in different faith communities, in churches and synagogues and temples and gurdwaras, occasional mosques even, talking about how we as people of faith have so much more that unites us than that which divides us.
After the terrorist attack in Quebec City, the Calgary police decided to patrol mosques to make sure a similar incident doesn't happen in our city. Calgary has seen its share of hatred and Islamophobia towards the Muslim community.
What has been happening and what we see in Canada should not be a shock to us, unfortunately. We should almost expect this because we are seeing violence, whether it be homegrown terrorists or whether it be terrorists from another place that's come here.
For people who go to mosques or other places of worship, this situation can be hard on individuals in the Muslim community.
In Calgary, mosques have been vandalized with graffiti, anti-Muslim posters have been found around the University of Calgary, and a 16-year-old girl was harassed because she wore a hijab. Calgary is a very diverse city with more than 1 million people, and 56,000 of those practice Islam.
I mean, I wish people would think that we're just like anyone else. You know, we're born and raised in this country. We like the same sports you do. In fact, you probably enjoy some of the same foods we do as well. The only thing is, perhaps some of us are more dedicated to our faith than others are.
For State Newsfile, I'm Jeff Slack.
As Canada looks to unify its people in other nations, the recent U.S. travel ban implemented by the Trump administration has put a major strain on Canada's relationship with the United States. Banning 7 Muslim-majority countries for 90 days and suspending all refugee admissions for 120 days has left many people stranded around the world. Kellyanne Roberts reports on how the impact of that decision is reverberating here in Canada as well.
Well, I think it's pretty stupid, to be honest with you.
I think that's a stupid move for U.S.
U.S. President Donald Trump declared at the Pentagon he was enacting strict new measures to prevent domestic terror attacks. He even took to Twitter to make his point.
It does make things a lot rockier because economically we depend a lot on the U.S. What happens in the U.S. affects Canada.
Iran, Iraq, Libya, Somalia, Syria, Sudan, and Yemen are the 7 countries banned from entering the United States. Trump says the U.S. is going to have extreme vetting, which he says the country should have had for many years. The ban has prompted many protests throughout the U.S. and Canada.
Because if Trump keeps going the way he's going to hurt the U.S. and hurt us too. So we don't want to be too, insulting towards him, but at the same time say, you need to back off.
More than 35,000 Canadians have dual citizenship from one of the 7 countries.
Canadian dual citizens who hold a passport with Canada and one of the 7 countries affected by the ban are exempt as long as valid passports are provided. Government officials with diplomatic credentials are also exempt as long as they as well show valid ID.
Those Canadians will apparently be able to get in, but the UN Refugee Agency says 800 refugees will be denied entry to the U.S. this week alone. No one we talked to supported the Trump administration's position.
I'm finding that it's stupid and it's causing a lot of problems.
Sucks. So I think it's garbage.
Garbage or not, it's a policy citizens around the world are having to live by for now. For St. Newsfile, I'm Kellyanne Roberts.
When traveling to Canada or out of Canada, the destination usually involves a layover in the United States. Several airlines have changed their fees to accommodate those affected by the ban.
Well, I know Air Canada and WestJet have offered no change fee if you have to make any changes or refunds for people that have tickets, that have purchased tickets that obviously it's not going to work that way for them now.
In the wake of the ban, there hasn't been many changes in vacationing sales just yet, but it may be an excuse to vacation within the borders of Canada.
There's been some seat sales, so we've had a couple of really good deals this week, but I think that's just the usual. I don't think there's anything special because of what's going on. So, although with it being Canada's 150th birthday, it might just be yet another reason to stay home.
Canada's national parks are free access for all this year. State's Registrar Office is bringing departments together to try to brainstorm on how to change the current online registration system. Every student who wants to attend SAIT has to register either online, phone, or by email. The Office of Registrar wants the input of all the departments throughout SAIT to see what systems they think should be changed when students register. It's most likely that SAIT will focus on online registration and expand on that because that process is much faster.
I don't really know what the new solution is going to look like. We still have, lots of planning and then actually technical implementation to do.
With the number of people who turned out to the discussion session, it will take some time for the Office of Registrar to filter through all the ideas and apply them to the new online system they want to make. With all those new students comes new renovations on campus. One of the big changes will be to the John Ware building. Brianne Smith has been covering the story for us today. Brianne, what's the plan?
Yes, Kara, the John Ware building behind me was one of the first buildings on SAIT campus. What started as electrical and mechanical upgrades has now turned into an even bigger project.
Floors are pretty wonky and there's a lot of equipment that needs replacing, so I think it's definitely something that would be welcomed by both faculty and students. Yeah.
Funding from the province means what was already a big project could be expanded through the Post-Secondary Institution Strategic Investment Fund. Facilities management at SAIT will be focusing on upgrades to the John Ware building specifically for the School of Hospitality.
One of the big things that we're excited about here is the School of Hospitality is we're going to be removing the front berm in front of John Ware, and this floor will become a market floor.
The goal is energy efficiency for both the John Ware and Senator Burns building to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and utility consumption costs.
We also want our buildings to become part of a smart campus rollout over the course of the next 10 years. That from a sustainability perspective is one of the most important things that SAIT can do.
There will be some disruptions for students. Sections of the buildings will be shut off as construction is underway for new classrooms in the basement of Senator Burns. The marketplace and the 4 nines will be available for certain periods as the inside of John Ware is renovated. April of 2018 is the hard deadline for upgrade completions for both buildings. The Green Building Technologies Lab and Demonstration Center is near completion.
Brianne Smith reporting live from the SAIT campus. This is just one of several renovations anticipated for the SAIT campus over the next few years. SAIT's Career Exploration Center is trying to change how the Polytechnic is seen by grade 8 and 9 students. There are concerns young people just think of trades when they think of SAIT. Allison McKinnon has more on how hands-on experience can change a student's future.
Trying to pick your career can be a stressful time in a student's life. Choices made now can have long-term effects. SAIT City is a fun area on campus designed to encourage students to test out options for their future.
It's a unique project, it's a unique program in the world. We haven't been able to find it anywhere else. So SAIT saw an opportunity to empower youth and to allow them to make informed learning choices in high school and beyond.
Students are able to try out different activities and machines in hopes of giving them a better understanding of what potential careers could look like.
The response was good. Lots of interest in the different occupational areas that they chose. I think kids had, for the most part, a clear idea of some of the things that they wanted to try out, and it was good for them to just get hands-on simulations and also try something new that maybe they weren't exposed to before or didn't realize it was there.
Only 35% of young people get a certificate in mechanics or repair technologies here at State. The others take all kinds of different skills, everything from respiratory therapy to cooking to broadcasting. For State Newsfile, I'm Allison McKinnon.
A forensic dentist testified in court today in day 13 of the Douglas Garland triple murder trial. Dr. William Blair says one of the teeth that was found in the ashes at the Garland farm is still a baby tooth, leading him to believe the tooth belonged to 5-year-old Nathan O'Brien. In today's trial, it was also found that Garland had a regular 8 a.m. doctor's appointment every Monday, which he failed to show up on time for on the morning of the disappearance of Alvin and Kathy Lickness. Calgary Corporate Challenge's most recognizable event will have you turning yourself into a human curling rock. No curling brooms are needed in the game as teams of 4 launch themselves one at a time on the ice, attempting to make it to the button. A portion of the proceeds from the event will go to support Kids Sport Calgary. The Bonspiel runs all week. The winner from each day is invited back to compete in the finals on February 10th. Getting there isn't that easy though. Only the team with the lowest score will move on. Those are today's top stories. We'll have your full forecast for you right after the break. But first, Kendall Robertson has a look at what's going on around Calgary this week.
Back for its 6th year, the YYC Hot Chocolate Competition is raising money for Meals on Wheels in the most delicious way. Check out one of the 70 participating restaurants or check out yychocolate.com for more details. Students at the University of Calgary School of Creative and Performing Arts will showcase their skills this weekend. There will be performances from the U Calgary Wind Ensemble, Sacred Voices, and chamber musicians. Practice your downward dog because Big Rock Brewery is hosting beer and yoga tonight. That's going to be finished off with 5 samples of Big Rock beer. Valentine's Day is right around the corner, so pick up handmade gifts from local vendors from right here in Calgary at Market Collective this weekend at the Chinese Cultural Center. This Saturday, the Multicultural Fair will take place to celebrate multicultural diversity. The fair includes music booths and activities for the kids. The Rainbow Cabaret is a mix of comedy, jazz, and Broadway. The proceeds will support the One Voice Chorus to continue to provide a supportive environment for LGBTQ singers and straight allies.
Before we send mums, dogs, pups to any foster family, we ensure that they receive proper medical care. And it's through your donations that we can make this happen.
With your continued support, we can give dogs like Stella and her pups a second chance at a happy life.
Please visit positivematch.org if you would like to donate, volunteer, or foster.
The Quick Draw Animation Society is a non-profit center for independent animators. We teach you how to make your own cartoons and to explore your imagination fully and freely. We're filled with animators who are passionate about their projects and here to support you.
Welcome back to State Newsfile. If you didn't know, today is February 2nd, which means it's Groundhog Day. And unfortunately, Balzac Billy did see his shadow, so he's scared. He's going to go back to sleep. So that means 6 more weeks of winter, but that's okay because it's not too cold. Let's take a look at our west coast. So down in Vancouver, we're sitting at a nice 6 degrees, nice and warm, and there's sun, so that's good. And we've got sun pretty much across the country today. In Alberta, we do have a high pressure system, so it's keeping our temperatures pretty even across the province. Down in Regina, it's sitting at -9 as well. And in Winnipeg, -15. Let's take a look at our east map. So down in Toronto, we are sitting at -3, so it's not too bad. There's a little bit of clouds, but no snow yet, so that's good. Over in Halifax, we're sitting at a nice even 0 degrees, partly cloudy. Montreal, -7, and up in St. John's, we're at -4 and a little bit of snow. We do have a low pressure system moving north, so it is cooling things down just a little bit. Let's take a look at our resorts. If you're looking to escape the negative temperatures, I'm positive you'll have a good time at one of our resorts. Palm Springs, 23. It's a good day to order room service in Barbados. Cancun is sizzling 28 degrees, partly cloudy on the Big Island. Orlando, sunshine and 25. And if you're feeling lucky, you might catch some sunshine through the clouds in Las Vegas. So in Calgary today, it's pretty beautiful outside. We're sitting at -8, which was our high of the day, so that's great. We did have a 30% chance of flurries, but if you noticed earlier, there's no clouds in the sky. It's beautiful. It's sunshine, so maybe not going to get any flurries today. Our wind is coming in from the northeast at 15 kilometers an hour, and later tonight, it's going to get cloudy. Let's take a look at the province of Alberta. So up in Fort McMurray, it is the coldest spot in the province. They're sitting at -16. They do have some clouds. And over in Grand Prairie, -11. So not too bad for this time of the year. Moving south, Edmonton, nice and sunny at -9. Red Deer, sunshine as well, just a little bit colder at -10. Calgary, like I said, -8. We don't have a whole bunch of clouds though, so that's good. Over in Banff, we're sitting at -10, so not too bad if you're looking to hit the slopes. You might want to bundle up though, it is kind of chilly. Down in Medicine Hat, -5 with some clouds as well, so it's not too bad. Overall, pretty great day in Alberta. Let's take a look at our snow report. Oh, 5-day. Getting ahead of myself. I'm really excited to go skiing on the weekend. So tonight, like I said, -19 and clouds. Tomorrow, high of -12, so not too bad. But then as the weekend goes on, it is going to get quite a bit colder, and there's a 60% chance of cloud or snow on Saturday. But let's take a look at our snow report now. Hit any one of Nakiska's Machine Groom's 76 open runs, or if you're feeling adventurous, try out the rail park. But it's going to be cold, so bundle up. Big White is going to be busy this week. The 2017 World Para Snowboard Championships kicked off last night with over 100 athletes from across the globe participating. Fernie has 142 open runs with 52 groomed and ready to go. Hit the Silver Lining run of the day and enjoy that 91-centimeter base. Sunshine Village is sure living up to its name today. At a sizzling -12, you can ride that fresh powder while enjoying some beautiful sunshine. Just remember, a goggle tan ain't cute. Ski Kimberley's impressive 127-centimeter base this afternoon, and make sure you're bundled up because it's going to be our coldest ski destination of the day. But don't worry, you can always escape to the Slopeside Cafe to warm up. Head out to Lake Louise to take in the amazing scenery and all 141 open trails with variable snow. It's going to be sunny all day to warm you up while you rip down the 96-centimeter base.
So, the Saddle Dome tonight is going to be lit up, and I heard it's not going to be lit up with the flames.
Yes, tonight is the annual Crow Child Classic hockey game. So post-secondary students are going to be filling the dome to watch the MRU and UFC kind of take action. So let's get right into that. Tickets for the Crow Child Classic have been sold out online since Monday this week. Year after year, this event has filled the dome with people excited to watch the Cougars and Dinos face off. Kellyanne Roberts is live at the Saddle Dome. Kelly, this is the Crow Child Classic's 5th year, and it seems like the rivalry between MRU and UFC is getting more intense. How are the teams looking going into tonight's game?
You're right, Kristen. This is getting more and more intense every year. Both teams looking really good coming into this game. Interesting on the women's side, though. Right now, Mount Royal's still fighting to get into playoffs. Dinos hopes they have been dashed, though. That's all right, though. They can still upset Mount Royal and keep them out of the playoffs. So tonight is a crucial game for both teams. On the men's side, also extremely interesting because Mount Royal and UFC sit 3 and 4 in the Canada West standings. So you know for playoffs that this could be a preview. It's going to be a really, really intense game.
That's awesome. And Kelly, I hear last year they filled the dome with just under 13,000 people. So how many people are they expecting this year?
Well, they're expecting just over 14,000, if not 15,000. Online sales were capped at 14,000 Monday at noon, so who knows? It's got one per person ticket at the door right now. Tickets are limited. This place is going to be packed, though. The maximum they can seat this year is 16,000.
Kellyanne Roberts reporting live from the Crow Child Classic. The Flames ended the Minnesota Wild's winning streak last night, winning 5-1. Minnesota is currently #1 in the Western Conference, but the Flames didn't make it easy for them. The boys ended the Wild's record 14-game road point streak right here at home. Could this be a turning point for the Flames? They've won back-to-back games after losing their previous 4. Sean Monahan scored twice last night, making that 8 goals in the past 9 games after not scoring in 11 straight. Brian Elliott was solid, stopping 28 shots on net. Minnesota goalie Devin Dubnyk saved 31 shots but couldn't save the Wild from losing. Last night's game ended his streak of 9 straight road wins. The Flames might get the night off, but there are plenty of teams hitting the ice tonight, including 6 Canadian teams. The Canadiens are in Philly to play the Flyers, and the Ottawa Senators are in Tampa Bay. The Edmonton Oilers are looking for a victory in Nashville after losing to the Minnesota Wild in their last game. Can the Jets win their 3rd game in a row? They'll play the Stars in Dallas, and the Toronto Maple Leafs head to St. Louis to play the Blues. The final game of the night is in Vancouver as the Canucks host the San Jose Sharks. The Trojans men's basketball team was off to a foul start during Saturday's game against St. Mary's University. But one player stole the game for the Trojans while taking a shot at the record books. Megan Brennan has more.
It was back to the practice court for Justin McIntyre, even though he's already topping the record books. The Trojans men's basketball team was down 30 points early in the second half when 5th-year veteran McIntyre took the team on his shoulders and scored 5 threes, giving the Trojans just the boost they needed to take the game 108-105. McIntyre's points helped the Trojans come back for the win, but also shot him to the top of state's all-time three-pointers made list, passing Eddie Richardson III's record mark of 115 from the 2002 to 2004 seasons.
He's a microwave. He can get hot real fast, and he changes games, in small minutes, right? Having Justin have that confidence will spread the floor and open it up for everybody else, right?
And he did just that. McIntyre lit the fire under teammates John Smith, Tanner Parrington, and Dathan Spencer, who scored a total of 43 points in the second half. McIntyre has been with the Trojans for all 5 years of his college basketball career, and with this being his last season, having the record couldn't mean more.
Honestly, I'm really blessed. I didn't think coming into state out of high school, I was just happy to be on the team, and to have the record right now is beyond belief. I'm so happy.
The Trojans hit the double-digit mark in wins, giving them a record of 10-3 heading into this weekend's games, while McIntyre looks to add to his record from here on out. For State Newsfile, I'm Megan Brennan.
Can the Trojans bring in another win this weekend? They take on the Ambrose University Lions on state campus tomorrow night. Hopefully, the Trojans women's basketball team can build some momentum going into this weekend's game as well. The Trojans' last game against the St. Mary's University Lightning started off slow. They may have come alive in the second half, but it wasn't enough to turn the game around. After losing 5 games straight, the team is looking for a victory to get out of this slump. State hosts the Ambrose University Lions tomorrow night and head to Ambrose Saturday to play them again. The Raptors took a trip to Boston to take on the Celtics and lost their 7th of the last 9 games. Toronto was up for most of the game, but Boston's Isaiah Thomas scored 9 straight points, giving them their first lead of the game in the 4th. 19 of Thomas's 44 points were in the final quarter. Lowry still broke 30 points, leading Toronto with 32 points. It wasn't enough to hold on to their lead, though. The Raps lost 109-104. The Super Bowl is this Sunday as the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons go at it. Both Tom Brady and Matt Ryan are both MVP candidates, which will be announced before the big game on Sunday. New England beat Pittsburgh 36-14 during the AFC Conference Final, while Atlanta beat Green Bay in the NFC Conference Final. This will be Tom Brady's 7th Super Bowl, while the Falcons are only making their 2nd appearance ever. The Patriots have won 14 of their 16 games, and the Falcons have won 11 of their 16 games. And that's a look at sports. So, Kara, who are you cheering for that Super Bowl game?
Both teams are looking pretty strong, but I'm more looking forward to that halftime show. I heard Lady Gaga is going to play, so that'll be pretty cool.
Definitely.
So, after the break, we'll take a look at where you can make some tasty dishes for this weekend's game.
Before we send mums, dogs, pups to any foster family, we ensure that they receive proper medical care. And it's through your donations that we can make this happen.
With your continued support, we can give dogs like Stella and her pups a second chance at a happy life. Please visit positivematch.org if you would like to donate, volunteer, or foster.
Quick Draw Animation Society is a non-profit center for independent animators. We teach you how to make your own cartoons and to explore your imagination fully and freely. We're filled with animators who are passionate about their projects and here to support you.
Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and a home-cooked meal may be what your loved one would like. Taking in some cooking classes just might be what you need to achieve that.
My name is Matthew Altizer. I work at Decadent Brulee and the Cookbook Company. At Cookbook Company, I teach cooking classes.
I went to one years ago. It wasn't a couples cooking class, it was just a group class, and it was a blast. So we thought we'd try it again.
Just because we wanted to spend a night out with my wife and just kind of get out of the house and do some cooking.
So I'm here to just help people with their cooking class, and whenever they have questions, I answer them, and I serve them the food.
Today we made a clafouti, a savory clafouti with cheese and caramelized onions.
It's a little bit like a souffle, I guess. It sort of puffs up.
We made risotto with butternut squash and sage and shrimp and fennel. And then we did chicken with hazelnuts and honey and saffron with roasted vegetables and a gingerbread spice cake with pear for dessert. I love it here. Getting people to cook is my favorite thing in the world. Getting people excited about cooking and excited about food is my passion. I love it more than cooking itself.
The start of the new year is the perfect time to turn the page and make some New Year's resolutions. But why are so many people having a hard time keeping up on those resolutions? Some students at SAIT have actually managed to stay on track.
Yes, it's way too early to say. New Year's resolutions are all about following through over the course of the year.
I did actually. It was to become the healthiest person I know.
It was to be a little bit more positive and to not hold grudges against people.
It was diet related, to eat more nuts and less refined sugars.
So that was some interesting New Year's resolutions. So Super Bowl this weekend. Do you guys got any snack favorites or?
I'm super excited. I'm not much of a football fan. I'm not going for the football. I'm going for the snacks, and I'm gonna eat some salt and pepper chicken wings.
You know what? I'm all for the snacks too, and for me it's nachos, like loaded nachos, no onions, no green peppers though, but I love nachos.
Oh my God! Just give me some spinach dip, like, oh, yummy. So, anyways, I guess we're gonna take a look into our 5-day forecast, Kendall.
Yeah, so tonight we're going to cool down quite a bit to -19, but on the weekend, if you're looking to get some skiing or snowboarding done, we do have a 60% chance of flurries on Saturday, so that's going to be pretty awesome. High of -15 though, so it's going to be really chilly. Sunday and Monday, we're definitely going to get some snow.
So those are a look at today's top stories. Thanks for joining me today, Kendall and Kristen, and I'm Kara Oosterhouse. Have a good night.